Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. We're back again with more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Let's get right into it. Greetings. The neat smile on Camellia's lips disappears so quickly, you almost wonder if you imagined it. Your speech tells me you are of noble birth. Camellia laughs her practiced musical laugh as she watches you from under lowered lashes. You're most insightful. A fine quality to have. Camellia's laughter ends, and unspoken words hang in the silence. Forgive me if my questions disturb you. I couldn't resist such a noble and beautiful lady. I will stop bothering you immediately if talking to me upsets you. Not at all. Our conversation is an exquisite delight. Camellia affords you a brief, friendly smile in appreciation of your manners. So you're Horgus's daughter. You've discovered my most terrible secret. Father cares so much about the Gwyrm name that he raised me in our manor, hiding me away from the whole world. I'll always be grateful to my father for everything he's done for me, even if Mgmt society disapproves of some of his decisions. Would it be insolent of me to beg for your discretion regarding what you know about us? Camellia's words are polite, but her tone grows cold and sharp. Let us keep this as our little secret. I assure you, my father and I appreciate loyalty and decency. For both myself and my father, I thank you for your understanding. What do you think of the powers you receive from me? Camellia shrugs nonchalantly. People of noble descent grow accustomed to ample opportunity. The powers I receive from you are useful, but I see no point in treating them with excessive piety. I have to go. We'll talk later. I won't keep you. The dawning smile on Camellia's face freezes and quickly dies away. Creepy. Damn it! You again, soldier. The bearded quartermaster gives you a friendly nod. What can I do for you? I saw you talking to the girl hiding her face. Who was she and what did she want? I don't know, Commander. She never introduced herself, but I bet she's not a part of our army. I know all our soldiers by name and by sight. Wilson frowns gloomily, his cordiality gone in an instant. She was looking for some elk volunteer, wanted to know which tent he was sleeping in. At first I thought she was a messenger from Mgmt. She definitely wasn't one of us, but now I see how it all looks mighty shifty. The quartermaster eyes you with concern. She was some sort of spy then. I have to go. Dun, dun, dun. Woljif gives you a friendly wave. Hey, Chief, want to talk? What do you think of my new powers? Woljif pauses to think, rubbing his chin. You mean what you did back there? I have a few ideas. We could send you to Patak's underground arena to fight. Give you a scary name like Swift Sting or something like that. Give you a great cover story. Enemies burn down your house. You're avenging your dead family. The public eats that stuff up. You'll wear a shiny, eye-catching outfit. Or a black one if you like black better. We'll split the prize money 60-40. 60 for me, of course. You know, arranging fights isn't easy. These people are tough. I'll be taking more risk than you. And after we get set up at Patak's, we'll tour different cities. Make some real money. What? You don't like the sound of it? Do you have any other suggestions? Woljif grins, his yellow eyes lighting up. I got one more. Have you heard of Razmirin? It's some land in the River Kingdoms ruled by a King Razmir. A friend of mine used to live in Razmirin. He got out of there as fast as he could. Long story short, this King Razmir of theirs is a god. He keeps his people under his heel. They're all terrified of what he might do. He sits on his throne wearing some white mask, giving power to anyone. Come and take power from me, he says, so long as you believe in me. Woljif quickly checks that no one is eavesdropping. But that friend of mine, the one who fled, he has a half-sister on his old man's side who's a cook in the castle, and a washerwoman who's the cook plays cards with in the evenings told her a juicy rumor. Word is, Razmir isn't a real god at all, and he's got no powers. So, here's my point. You do have powers, pretty scary ones too. We'll find some shabby little kingdom, I'll start some rumors, you'll show off a few tricks to wow the locals, and that's it. We'll make you a deity. But first I want you to put it in writing that I'll be your chief advisor. I'm not doing anything just on the nod. I've been there. People promise you mountains of gold, and then when it comes to it, they're all, get lost, or I'll set the dogs on you. So, do you like my idea? Lawful. You should be punished for your heretical thoughts. Woljif grins acidly. That's the spirit. You're already thinking like a deity. Talking about heresy and punishments. Perfect. Look at it this way. You can be proud and poor, or a king and filthy, stinking rich. You think maybe some Aldori are going to come and offer you a barony just because you're a nice person? Yeah, right. We don't need to wait for favors. We'll grab them with our own hands. I mean, you will. And I'll be standing nearby, giving you advice. That's awesome. I have to go. Let's talk later. Woljif shrugs. Whatever, you're free to do as you please. Aw, he doesn't like me very much.
Let us be off.
Okay, we talked to all of them. Did we talk to Lan? I don't think we did. What brings you here? What do you think of what happened in the Great Garrison? Do you feel a change in yourself? It's hard not to notice when the demons start running away from you like a flock of frightened bats. Powers granted by Iomedae to defeat demons. Lan raises his hand above his head and pensively scratches his single horn. Since I was a kid, I've taken whatever I've been given and used it as best I can. Anything goes when you're trying to survive. It doesn't matter where your blessings come from. We can think about that when we're old, if we live that long. But you know, this time even I'm not so sure. A divine power that just appears out of nowhere? Sooner or later we'll have to pay for it. I'd like to know what the price will be. Thank you for your answer so long. Ah, man, stop being such a Debbie Downer. And they don't have anything to say, I know that. There we go. Seelah?
Hello. So, what do you reckon about everything that's come crashing down on us? All the responsibility, command, this new power?
This is what I was born for.
I envy your confidence. In a good way. It's great to believe that everything is going the way it should. I'm still frightened by what happened in the Grey Garrison. Were we really chosen? By Iomedae herself? You know, back when I was a snot-nosed kid who just started down the path to becoming a paladin, I imagined once or twice that I was going to do something heroic. The lights would shine down on me, the trumpets would sing, I'd hear the voice of the goddess, or at least her herald, you know? I'd be informed that I had been chosen for a great cause. But that's the point where my imagination always failed me. Somehow, it really happened. Without all the trumpets or the herald or even anyone explaining what I had to do. Though it's clear as day, my place is here. In this demon-ridden wound. Quite a lovely war going on, in fact. Endless, I hear. I'm gonna need some time to wrap my head around this. Spare me an hour and I'll crawl into some dark corner and whine about my hard lot. What can I tell you? I cry easily.
Thank you for speaking with me. Until next time. Seelah smiles. See you. Ah, Seelah. I'm looking forward to doing a playthrough where you're actually appreciating like me. That won't be this. A stout old man with a fuzzy gray beard greets you with a deep bow. Well met, Commander. You've caused quite the stir. Everyone thought Kennebrez was done for, but the gods had other plans. That was quite a blaze over the Great Garrison. All the vermin running out with their tails between their legs. How did you end up on the battlefield? Everyone here has a story like that, but mine is rather a boring one. Believe it or not, it was bureaucracy. When the old rector of the Kennebrez Temple died, may Abadar rest his soul, the church required a replacement. I volunteered and served for 30 years without incident. I prayed, organized festivals and funerals, bought candles, sanctified water, born mundane things that make up the daily routine of civilized society. But then civilized society failed, and it was time for me to go to war. Praise Abadar, who led me through the ruins to the Defender's Heart. Who is this boy with you? This one? Kyoto, the shepherd, my apprentice. He's a smart boy and his faith is strong. He serves Iristil, though, but there's still something he can learn from an old servant of Abadar. He'll be a great cleric when he gets a little older. What kind of help can I expect from you? First, if you need a scroll with a divine spell, I have a lot of them. Something for every emergency. Second, while you're at the camp, I can read any scroll for you. Guaranteed, no surprises. And you better not leave the camp without a cleric. I won't be going with you, so you'll need someone else who can read the scrolls. I have to go. Go, and may Abadar protect you. Teacher, what's this word? Let me see. Orthoproxy. It means things should be done right, not slapdash. The elf before you casually rests his bandaged arm on the weapon at his side. He bows his head with dignity. I congratulate you on your new rank, Commander. My hunt demanded that I travel with your army. Naturally, I wouldn't burden your forces with the need to care for an outsider. I provided myself with all the necessities. I have to go. Good fortune to you. We'll speak with him soon. Sosiel,
hello again. I'm very pleased to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. It's a pity I wasn't there at the Grey Garrison to witness your feats of strength with my own eyes. The flash, however, could be seen miles and miles away. Some people were frightened of it, thinking that the demons had blown up the remains of the keep. I, for one, knew immediately that it was a good sign. The light above the city showed us that there was still hope.
Who are you, and how could you possibly be of use to my army?
My name is Sosiel Quest. I am a cleric of Shaylin, the Eternal Rose and the Goddess of Beauty. Yes, I know that many people would consider me useless in a war. This is not a usual war, though. Just consider our enemy. The Abyss and his demons are the very embodiment of everything evil and ugly in the world. Perhaps a disciple of kindness and beauty might come in handy. I have no doubt that we will win this war, Commander. We just have to. It is our destiny. My role is to help you, and all those standing by your side in this struggle, to survive and flourish. Everyone deserves the chance to find peace and happiness in the world that they are defending so selflessly.
What are you painting? The cleric's eyes linger mournfully on the canvas. The unfinished painting depicts a temple crowned with a rainbow-tailed bird, the symbol of Shellin. 5 people dressed in robes stand before the temple, men and women, young and old. They all gaze back at you with radiant happiness and joy in their serene eyes.
My brothers and sisters in faith. They sent me for help, and then they saved my life, Commander. If the Prioress hadn't ordered me to escape the city and seek help, I would have died right along with them. Instead, I met Queen Galfrey on her way to Nerosian, and hurriedly returned to Canabras, only to find my friends dead on the steps of our desecrated temple. I want to draw them the way they live on in my memory. Wise, beautiful, and loyal to their goddess and their city to the very end.
He has experienced significant loss in his family, so he identifies a lot with this feeling. That's the reason why he cares so much about the Crusade. He is not a follower of Iomedae, and he doesn't care about people in general, but he has experienced significant loss because of the demons being here, and therefore he is adamant about defeating the demons and feels like the Crusades is the best vehicle for him to be able to do that. So in this particular situation, lawful, they fulfilled their duty honorably, or good, I'm sorry for your loss. Which one is he more likely to say? I don't think he considers it, he doesn't really consider it duty when, yeah, he's going with I'm sorry for your loss. He's more focused on the pain. Good, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I will never forget that I owe them my life. Every minute of it, every breath that I take is a gift they gave me. Now it's my duty to make sure my friends and tutors did not die in vain. I will honor their sacrifice by making this world a bit more beautiful and kind.
What made an artist enlist in the army?
Perhaps I am a true artist, or simply an amateur who defaces canvases in my spare time. My goddess is a patron of art, so painting is part of my prayer, and I put all my heart into my pieces. But I am a cleric above all else, so I must also tend to others. I went to war because here's where I'm most needed. Sure, I could be painting idyllic landscapes and offering empty prayers to my goddess, but that won't stop people from dying. My goddess has no tolerance for false piety.
You wanted to discuss something with me, right?
Yes, I have a personal request. Before we undertake our journey and leave Canabris behind, I would like to visit Martyr Zacharias' cemetery for a funeral. It's not far from here, and it's important. I would like to pay my respects to my friends from the Temple of Shaylin who died defending the city. Also, if it's not too much trouble, I would like you to come with me to honor their memory. Their friends and family will be at the funeral, and perhaps the commander's personal presence will bring them comfort. I know that you are burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful.
He feels strongly about this. Absolutely, he can make the time to try to help people take care of their dead, and he really appreciates the fact that Sosiel cares enough to ask him to do this and wants these people laid properly to rest. It was nice meeting you. Now I have to go.
You must be rather busy indeed. Leading a crusade all by yourself is no joke. I still believe that you are up to the task. This war has been raging for 100 years, but you've given us a chance at victory.
Doom, doom, doom. Chapel tent. Doom. All sorts of new stuff. And we even got a new recipe. Excellent.
Let's move.
Commander, a tall man with piercing yellow-green eyes gives you a brief nod. Let me personally congratulate you on your new title, and thank you for your time in advance. I am Liotr Hawkblade, an Inquisitor of the Church of Iomedae, the Bringer of Light. I require your assistance in a certain delicate matter involving one of your companions, young Count Darren Arende. Tell me more about yourself, Inquisitor. I want to know who I'm dealing with. I am Ulfin by birth, but I have lived in Mendev for most of my life, dedicating myself to the service of the Inheritor. My warrior brethren mostly worship Gorm, but I've never been eager to fight for the sake of battle alone. I was a good fighter in my early youth and could easily best most of my peers, but I didn't enjoy showing off my skills. Victory is bland on its own. Purpose adds flavor to war. I can't say that I have always been a faithful sword of Iomedae. Back in my mercenary days, fate brought me to the borders of Mendev, where I spent quite a long time among the Crusaders, fighting shoulder to shoulder with my righteous commanders, comrades in arms, and watching demons commit their atrocities eventually led me to something I had been seeking my whole life: purpose and faith. That is how I found my calling, even though it may be hard at times. I've never regretted my decision. Knowledge world check passed. Are you one of Prelate Horon's followers? Leotor's face freezes for a moment, but he nods. Yes, of course. What is your opinion on his atrocities? Leotor is silent for a while. Usually people reveal such things about themselves only to their confessor, not to some curious stranger. Still, I did ask for your help, and that imposes certain obligations upon me. Let me put it like this. I spent enough years by Prelate Horon's side to learn how to keep him from going over the line. The prelate is an extraordinary man, but he has fallen prey to his own paranoia and monumental sense of responsibility, which has gradually eroded his razor-sharp mind. He has witnessed so much hideous darkness that he now sees it in every shadow. Yet his strength was, and still is, a shield for all the people of Mendev. That is my opinion. His comrades and advisors are necessary to prevent him from making unforgivable mistakes. What brings you here? I ask you to assist the Church of Iomedae in an investigation of the utmost importance. I understand that the leader of the Crusade has plenty of other matters to attend to, but please allow me to tell you the details. Perhaps it will explain why I'm calling upon you. The Inquisitor's open face instantly reveals his feelings. He frowns and looks through you, lost in his thoughts for a moment. I suppose you have already heard about Count Arende's story. I refer to the tragedy at the Heaven's Edge estate. Tell me what happened at Heaven's Edge. About 10 years ago, several powerful demons managed to penetrate the Wardstone barrier and commit mass murder of all the guests who attended the feast in celebration of young Darren's birthday. The unknown magical disease they had brought wiped out the whole estate in less than a day. That was not a unique case in itself. The demons had attempted such raids on Mendevian lands before, but they had never dared target such a well-protected place. The Arende family was exceptionally rich. The estate was protected by elite bodyguards. There were several strong and righteous paladins among the guests. Moreover, the revered Nestrin, Darren's tutor, was one of the most powerful priests of Iyamade in the vicinity. All of them died, nonetheless, except for the young count, who had suddenly manifested his outstanding sacred healing powers. Was that a divine miracle or a curse? That remains to be seen. You're going to investigate this old case again, aren't you? Yes, I am. I have several reasons to doubt the widely shared account of what exactly happened at the estate and how it happened. You see, Commander, I was among those sent to examine the estate after the incident. I saw everything with my own eyes, and I still remember it clearly, even though it feels like it happened a lifetime ago. Heaven's Edge was a unique place that still carried the spirit of old Mendev before the Worldwound. And yet on that day it turned into a labyrinth house of horrors, like something only seen in our nightmares. Apologies for the digression. I want to tell you about my suspicions. Everything about the incident seemed odd. Why was the only person left alive a young boy with a newfound talent for divine magic? Why did nobody send to Kennebrins for help, even though the agony spanned many hours? We found the demons dead with their heads cut off when we got into the estate. How were they defeated? How did the disease kill even the paladins present at the estate, who are said to be immune to any disease? If the demons have found a way to penetrate the Holy Warrior's defenses, why has this never been repeated since the tragedy at Heaven's Edge? You are the only person who can help me here, Commander, because the only living witness of these events is currently serving in your army. Your army's route will take you near the very site of the tragedy. Heaven's Edge has been abandoned and sealed with potent magic throughout all these years, and only the Count has the power to break the seal. He is unlikely to invite an Inquisitor inside. In any case, he won't like me sniffing around his family seat. But if you, as his commander, express your wish to visit the estate, he will be obliged to fulfill it, and I will simply follow you as one of your attendants. There are 100 ways, 1,000 paths, and myriad loopholes in human lives that the forces of evil can use to their advantage. I am not sure which one of these led to the demons to the gates of Heaven's Edge, but I do know it wasn't a simple raid, the kind Crusaders face every day. That incident involved a significantly more powerful entity, and that is why I am asking for your help. We cannot be sure that such a tragedy will not happen again until we uncover the truth. You have already been to the estate several times. What do you expect to find now? I was a young and inexperienced Inquisitor when I first visited Heaven's Edge 10 years ago. My skills have improved significantly since then, and I have paid dearly for that. Liotr makes a vague gesture, pointing at his scars. My arsenal includes many spells and techniques dedicated to gathering information about people and events. Almost all of them require me to be physically present in the place where the event in question happened. That is why I must return to Heaven's Edge. Why can't you just search the estate yourself without involving me? The estate is abandoned and sealed with powerful containment enchantments that only the Count himself can lift. This is not the main reason, however. The main reason is that Count Arende is not officially under investigation by the Inquisition, so I couldn't just break into his house even if I found a way to bypass his spells. This is a serious matter. Liotr frowns. A matter that threatens the reputation of the entire Church of Iyamade and my own organization in particular. We made more than enough unforgivable mistakes during the Third Crusade and are still dealing with their consequences. Your presence will give my investigation the necessary legitimacy, Commander. But there is more. In addition to getting official permission, I'd also like to bring an independent third-party investigator to this case. Someone independent, but well-respected, and you fit this role perfectly. Did you question Darren himself? I did, but the Count insisted he couldn't remember anything about the incident due to severe shock. He saw the demons at the very beginning when they appeared at the celebration to announce the onset of the plague and mock their victims. He also witnessed the death of his mother, Countess Selena. That was all he would tell me. Liotr pauses. We had found the young Count sleeping like a log on the floor in one of the rear chambers, having drunk about half the family wine cellar all by himself. There's no reason to disbelieve him on that matter. So you suspect that Darren is hiding something, that he is to blame for the tragedy? I deliberately refuse to entertain any theories or suspicions so that it doesn't affect the investigation. There is a saying among my colleagues that suspicion is the mother of prejudice, and prejudice is married to failure. I can only tell you that Count Arende wasn't suffering from demonic possession, the most common miales in our country at the time. Prelate Holron himself examined the boy right after the tragedy, and he didn't sense anything awry with him. Fine, I will help you. What do you need me to do? Liotr bows his head to you with exceptional reverence. Thank you, Commander. Now, I ask you to speak to the Count and tell him that you wish to see at Heaven's Edge. Please do not inform him of my presence right away. I will join your escort when it's time to travel to the estate. When we get there, I will also require your help during the investigation. You will have to follow me, observe my actions as an independent witness. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask me. I will remain here for a while. I have to go.
Follow me.
There you go. There we go. There you are. So how do you like your new role, advisor? Darren winces. You also enjoy poking me with that stick, don't you? Imagine it, me, a crusader. If my dearest cousin hoped to teach me a lesson, she managed it perfectly. An assignment I couldn't avoid without losing face, this idiotic journey leading straight into the Demon's Maws. I could have been on a pleasure boat right now with the loveliest strongstress and pitax on my arm and a bottle of the finest Cayonan wine to keep us company. Did you also receive a fraction of that unusual power? Looks like it. I genuinely hoped that getting away from you would be the end of it. If your gift truly did come from Iamade, then giving me a smidgen of that power was a very subtle joke on her part. I had no idea that our divine Lightbringer of Mendev even had a sense of humor. Don't get me started on my many acts of sacrilege against her. That obscene engraving, the truth about the test of the Starstone, is the tamest one by far. I'd love to visit Heaven's Edge and see the Arende estate someday. Oh, I was just about to mention it myself. I've been thinking, now that I'm in the middle of this whole crusade nonsense, I must simply devise new ways to have fun. With all the recent commotion, my birthday completely slipped my mind. What if we were to celebrate it at Heaven's Edge? It's not far from here, and you'll get to enjoy a banquet in a bona fide haunted house. Darren seems to have trouble getting the words out, which clearly indicates how rarely he has to ask for anything. Since you're my superior and I'm your advisor, I am obliged to ask your permission to leave for the festivities. And I want to invite you too. I'm sure the commander could free up an afternoon while the soldiers are on leave. All right, deal. Perfect. You'll have a ball. I'll make sure of it. Something strange flickers in Darren's smile. I should go. Goodbye. Commander, do you wish to talk to me? I've talked to Darren about the estate. He is going to celebrate his birthday at Heaven's Edge, so we can go there as guests. A celebration? That is far from ideal. It would be rather inconvenient for me to conduct the investigation with all the guests around. Thank you, nonetheless, Commander. When you decide to go to the estate, I will join you. I have to go. All right. Finished all those conversations. The blacksmith just gives regular equipment for the most part, as I recall. Yeah, so it's all just cold iron masterwork, but it's not going to give you any of the +1, +2 kind of stuff. But he's great to have to sell all your equipment to, because you're never going to buy anything from him. So you don't have to worry about accidentally cluttering up a inventory that you'll need to return to. I guess we can give Woljif the shiny dagger. Why not? And what is this? Half plate. Is that heavy armor? Heavy armor, half plate. That's 10. Has +2. Yep, she'll take that. Agile fist. I don't have anybody that needs agile fist, right? No, they're both. Yeah. And then this amulet of blackened mirror, we'll give that to Ember. No, actually, well, yeah, we gotta give her. Yeah, she's the only one who can use it, because Camellia's necklace cannot be removed. Oh, someone should have the tankard. I guess he can take it. We will be using Sosiel. Copy that recipe. Isn't there one other? Nope. We will be using Sosiel. In fact, we'll probably... No, we can't drop Seelah just yet. But we will at some point. Any glaives here? I can't remember. Do you come specialize in glaives? Feats. Okay, so no, they just give you a glaive. But honestly, I can put anything I want in your hand. Well, not literally anything. You could use spears, quite frankly. But no, I like you having glaives. It just makes sense to me. Oh, right. And we get the lay on hand glaive later on. So that's why I always specialize in glaives. Okay, cool. So that's fine. We can stick with that for now. We'll take this off. Take this off. You can keep that since it's specifically for oracles. We'll go back over here. You can take this now. We don't have any better medium armor for you, right? Yeah, this is a little bit better. Sure, you can take this. And then the rest of this all gets sold. Okay, cool. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Come on. Oh, there we go. Masterwork glaive. We'll keep one of those on deck. Yep. Oh, whoops. I forgot. Always start with bulk selling. All right. And get rid of that. Another one of them heads we gotta figure out. Okay. 25,000. Excellent. And then go back over here. Give him that. Take all that. You don't need it. Okay. Oh, I forgot. That's right. All right. So what is my permanent party? I obviously him. Sosiel's my healer. Nanio is my mage. Cool. That's 3. Then Camellia, absolutely. Lan, for now. And then we need one more. What's missing? We need someone who can do... Oh, and then Regal. Okay, so that is my permanent party. Cool. So you are not part of my permanent party. But you can keep that necklace since I can't use it. You're not part of it. So we'll take this stuff off of you. You're not part of it. I already cleared you off. You're not part of it, but I can't get your stuff off until I get Regal. We can take this stuff off the hordes because the hordes is not really a permanent part of our party. You can have this stuff for now, sure. I can't wear that, that's fine. You, natural armor, and you can take that. You don't need braces of armor, right? That doesn't do anything for you. Can you wear? You can wear braces of armor, so cool. And then you can take that. Excellent, okay. Much better distribution. We'll hang on to that. I might give you a harness. I haven't decided yet. You can take that, you can take that. We'll hang on to that for now. Okay, now. Show me what you have. Now, let's see. Sosiel, does this help you? Yep. Gives the attacks against his wearer a plus 10% chance of miss due to concealment. That's interesting. That's 7 armor, okay? Short spear, Composite longbow, that doesn't help us either. He could get a glaive +1. Sure. Chainmail hide. We don't need the gloves of dueling. I'll show you all what it does. +1 CMD against disarmor attempts. Ooh, +2 greatsword, but we're still not gonna bother to get that. Mithril breastplate, composite longbow +2. Still don't need that. Scimitar. Don't need that. How much is this? This is 8 armor class. +2 insight bonus to AC. I guess attacks made with natural weapons. That's not particularly relevant, but the other part of it is, so we'll pick up that. And then what else? Anything else? Brace of Rough Landing. +2 competence bonus to AC, attack and damage rolls against flying enemies. Yep, that's definitely worth it, especially right now. Amulet of Mighty Fist. Yep, we'll take that. And then I don't remember if I need that last one. Knight's Challenge. We don't have anybody who does that. Okay. This helps. So Sosiel, let's give you a little bit more protection. Let's give you a better glaive. You. Amulet Mighty Fist, so you don't need that. Nanio, you could take this. You could take that. Seelah, we're still keeping you for now, so you can have that. And who else is on my squad? Right. You know what? Yeah, you could keep this for now. You can't keep this armor for now, but we'll replace it soon afterwards. All right. That gives me everything. Oh, wait. No. I think we don't get another bag of holding until Act 3, if I remember correctly. So, what did I do there? Awesome. All right. Sold all this. Searched the whole camp, if I remember correctly. Sold all this stuff. Now, you know what? I don't think we're going to rest, but let's see what we get when we level up. Boom, boom, boom. Is that right? Yeah, that's the stuff I have. I am now at spell level 3, and we can go ahead and get. I know I'm going to make Nanio in charge of using haste, so I don't need to get it. I'm not liable to use either. I'm not going to be using Vampire Touch, melee touch attack. We're not doing that. Ranged touch attack, that's possible. The spell magic, also possible. Yeah, we'll get the spell magic. I seem to always run into a situation where I need it, and I do not have it. Nanio, you should finally be more useful now. World, yeah, I'm good with that. Not good with these. Yeah, so we'll turn off auto level up. You are responsible for my crowd control. We are at spell level 2. Do you already have mirror? Yep, you got mirror image. That's fine. You got everything I would want you to have from here. Looks like it just about. That's cool. All right, then I will give you blur for more defense. And I guess I'll give you burning arc. There we go. Sure. Actually, no. You don't need religion. You need more perception. Now, greatest, what do we start with? They changed up our starting stats, and they're now absolutely perfect. So we're going to take another level in greater spell penetration. And here at level 3, you definitely need haste. And I suppose we could also give you displacement. Yeah, sure. Displacement is fine. It's really the next spell level that we need. Okay, that's when you truly get to the point that you're giving me the stuff that I need from you. What do we want to do here? We could have you do heroism, but that's just going to take up more of the slots for haste. Could do a couple of battering blasts, but that's not going to help either. Yeah, I don't think we're going to use any of the stuff here. So, yeah, just in case. No, we don't need both. Here, we'll take off that. You can have greater magic weapons on around for a while. And you get mythic, abundant casting, obviously. Cool. Woljif, we're not using you, we're not using you, we're not using you, we'll use you. And back to Sacred Huntsman. Sure. Level 1. Does not particularly matter for you. Blessed, not really. I guess we'll go with Divine. It's not telling me what Divine Favor is supposed to do. Why is this whole section empty? What about here? I swear this is the one that gives you like a bonus to attack or something like that, so we'll keep it. Cunning Initiative, Wisdom Modifier, Initiative checks. Yep, good stuff. All right. And Camellia. Trickery, Stealth. Some point we should give you a level in Arcane Trickster probably, but not just yet. We could do this for anything. Days, Disease, Shaken. None of these matter that much. Take this. You've leveled up. You've increased our base attack bonus. Lovely. The bully. There you go. You're good. You're good. And okay. Spellbook. We're good. Spellbook. Oh, that's right. So yeah, you shouldn't need that. Couple of cast of this. Couple of cast of bless. And couple of cast of Unbreakable Heart. That's not, yeah, not affected by spell resistance. And then we can put the rest in. Oh no, can't use Enlarged Person. Okay, no problem. I guess we could put a couple in a random summon. Now, long term for Barkskin, we need it on Sosiel, Regal, and the Wolf. So she needs 3 casts. Oh, and she needs 1 for herself as well for 4 casts. Then you can have 1 cast of fall that should last long enough for the whole battle. Delay poison is not needed. So then she could just focus on Buzz. Sosiel benefits from this, but nobody else that I have up front now that I think about it. So I guess we could put the rest of Bear's Endurance, even though we probably rarely use that. Okay, Magical Vestment. Definitely want to use that. Definitely like Animate Dead, so actually we'll give ourselves 3 castings of that. Delay Poison should only use 1. Resist Energy shouldn't need more than 1. And we got 2 more slots. We can't do more of this. There's a bunch of removes, but I prefer to do all that through scrolls, so we're not going to bother with that. Her Dispel Magic is not going to have a high enough level for it to matter, so, you know, we'll throw in a couple more of those. I do like to summon skeletons, even when I'm not a lich. All right. Nania, what's going on with you? You can put Displacement there. Vast majority of this is going to be haste. We'll throw that in there. We'll throw a couple in there for good measure. But honestly, you know, now I think about it, why? Haste is what she's going to use there. It just is what it is. All right. Mage Armor, a couple of that. I hate taking up 2 slots, but we'll put 1 thing of shield in there. And then the rest will be Magic Missile. Then at level 2, take out Pit. We don't need that. We'll put in a couple of casts of mirror image, a couple of casts of blur, and then the rest is burning arc. And then it's not until level 4 that she really starts getting into some great crowd control spells, unfortunately. So we'll have to deal with that for now. All right. 0. You can get True Strike if you want it. You know what? Yeah. We can do True Strike. We don't need Bless or Remove Fear because Camellia already has that. Does Camellia get Shield of Faith? I don't remember. Nope. Okay, so makes sense then for Sosiel to have that. What's the +2 to deflection? I don't remember who this is good for, but it's good for somebody. I remember that. So we'll keep that on there. And actually, there's nothing else here that I'm really, you could go this route, Stunning Barrier, but you know what? Yeah, you know, we'll put a couple of there. And then Protection from Evil Communal, that's cool. Restoration Lesser, I'm not a huge fan of that, but you know what, right now there's probably not all that much that's better, so we'll leave it at that. And then this last slot, Catch Grace is not available for many of these people, huh? Interesting. Okay, we should have Remove Paralysis somewhere in our list as well. Bull Strength. We already got one Bull Strength, but you know what? He can have it for himself. That's fine. Whatever. Ooh, okay. Out of these two, definitely Prayer. And then, so Camellia's got 1 for help. Sosiel needs 1. And then the Wolf needs 1. And then long-term Regent will need 1, but we don't need to add 1 for that right now. We can actually fill this slot with something else if we wanted to. And I guess I'll... You know what, actually at this level, there's nothing else that you really want to do with it because, you know, we can add this for kicks, but his casting stat is not going to be high enough to make it really devastating. All right. 2 of these. 2 of these. He's not. Let's see. Cause Fear is useful. And a little bit of Grease never hurt, rather. And then a couple of these. 1 of those. And then those for when we want to do some straight up damage. Ray of Exhaustion. This is 1 hour. This is 10 minutes per level. So it's also 1 hour essentially. We'll put 1 in here. And hey, it lets me use that now. Sure. What is this again? Touch attack. Becomes fatigued. We'll do 1 more of these. That's fine. All right, this will I'll change up and get better over time anyway. We're not gonna rest to get these back. We're just gonna go straight out and get this party started.
Onwards.
All right. Exit. We can get rid of these 2, add in these 2, and let's go. Finally. Okay. Crusade. I've got 2 armies. Oh, so this must be the reinforcements that I ordered. I don't need that, thank you. All right. We're gonna go ahead and add those people in. Excellent. What do I want? Oh, wait. I can only have 3 units, so that's fine. We'll just mash them all together. Assign general. Recruit new general. Ooh, they got my baby right there. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. Clerics. So footmen, archers, and clerics. That's interesting. Now, when I go to recruit, who do I have? Only footmen and archers. Okay. Whatever. What is the problem? Oh, whoops. Yeah. There we go. Bam. And there's 24 more. 24 times 10 to 100. So what's that? Like 400. We should do it, right? Sure. Buy resources. Excellent. That takes care of that. Excellent. So I'll bring them up. Get these people combined. Excellent. Excellent. You all should be up here. He's here. Awesome. Okay. Save. All right. Run the tactical combats automatically. Show the movement of enemy army. Show location names. Run tactical combat. I think that's when it tries to automatically see if you are capable of just wiping out the army outright. So we'll leave that on. Why are... Trying to figure out why some of these demon army names are tinted red. I don't remember that being the case. Is that new? All right, whatever. Anyway, okay, I've got my general. I've got my army set up. So level 4. Oh, we're at level 4. Oh wow, yeah. Okay, that 7,000 Erebeth is definitely well spent. Shout out to the subscribers for letting me know about that. Let's move forward. I don't think there's anything else we can do to be better prepared. Let's quick save just in case this goes poorly. Hey, I like this. Okay, so it's automatically going to see what would your losses be. Could you win this fight and just automatically get your people back? Much quicker to get through the game. Excellent. Excellent. I already recruited a general. Did it recognize that? Okay, recruit. Wait, no. Oh, okay, yeah, recruit a general. Cool. All right. And I don't remember. Is this the way to go to get up to that level 1? We'll find out shortly, I suppose. Yeah, it looks like it's going to let us do it, but not just yet. Okay, now we'll go here. You've got this. Domain Zealot. No, I do not like your domain spells. So we can either go Abundant Casting or we can go with Boundless Healing. Let's start off with Boundless Healing. Why not? All right, and we'll go to the cemetery. Bam. The Legacy of Angels. An elderly man limps towards a grave and clumsily throws a handful of soil inside. How unfair. They were all so young, they had their whole lives ahead of them. They sacrificed themselves, and an old cripple like me still lives. An elven woman with her face bathed in tears steps up to the grave. She whispers, "The painting. It burned like everything else in the house. There is nothing left for me to remember you by. Nothing." A young man throws a handful of soil into the open grave and stands beside it for a while, lost in thought. Finally, he sighs and steps back. Sosiel throws a handful of soil into the grave in front of him. He takes a breath and prepares to speak, but it seems that he simply cannot find the right words. The cleric wipes his tear-filled eyes, gathers his resolve, and says in a gentle voice, "I wish you a warm welcome in Shellen's realm. We will win this war, I swear to you. We'll banish this ugliness and evil, make the world richer, and let peace blossom in it. We'll make sure anything like this. He breaks into sobs mid-sentence, then falls silent without finishing his declaration. Lawful. You fought honorably and remained steadfast in your duty until your final breath. Your deeds will not be forgotten." Sosiel is too absorbed in his grief to hear you, but the other mourners aggressively raise their fists into the air, inspired by your words. Glory to the heroes of the Crusade. Never forget. What is that? An elven woman shrieks in horror, disrupting the atmosphere of silent mourning. Her trembling hand points at something moving inside a grave. Suddenly, a corpse climbs out of the ground, wafting a horrible stench from its rotting body. It's a zombie! Run! And why am I in turn-based? When did I turn turn-based on? I don't remember that. Boom, boom, boom. What do I want to do? We could do things the old-fashioned way, I assume. We should throw out some undead to help us with the undead, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to roll with this. Ooh, I need to get some of you all's hot bars straightened out. Yeesh. Actually, we will do it. No, not yet. We'll let more of them come out first. Yep. Where's Seelah? Okay. You can start on that. And I need this to be a little bit better organized. Don't need this here either. Did I even grab this? I don't remember that, but fine, whatever. All right. It's fine. With a heavy heart, Sosiel looks at the corpses of his friends, returned to rest by his own hand. What is this twisted mockery? Who could possibly... Wait. What's this? He bends down and recovers something from the ground. Take a look at this. Sosiel hands off a black onyx gem to you. Once precious, this stone is now covered in cracks, falling apart in your grip as you examine the engraved minotaur's head, the unholy symbol of Baphomet. The cleric's voice, perplexed at first, fills with rage as he speaks. Cultist. Simply murdering my friends was not enough for them. No, they had to come to the funeral and desecrate their graves. They will pay for everything they have done when we find them. You're right, they can't be far. We can't allow them to torture anyone else this way. Wait, the townspeople fled the undead without knowing they have a traitor among them. Wherever they are in great danger. We must find them. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot that I need more of those potions. The potions that allow me to heal even though I'm undead. Yeesh, I completely forgot that I was running low on those.
The world has suffered enough.
A bright future awaits us.
Oh, Seelah, you're already out.
The goddess protects us.
Oh. All right.
The mongrel did it.
Hey, look at Lan on the first try.
Thanks, Lan. You're
You're so awesome, Lan. I should have rested before I forgot how much I would. I have no way to heal myself. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's fine.
Let me help.
For now, at least you do. Really? I was about to say, this is moderate. Come on now. He doesn't have that much HP. Thank you. Jeez.
I am helpful, am I not?
Let me out. I'm suffocating. The half-rotten corpse of a woman shambles out of the crypt. She leers at you with her empty eye sockets and croaks out a few words. Thank the gods, and thank you too. I knew this was going to happen someday. They buried me alive. Who are you? Baroness Nanelle Ballard, at your service. The dead woman bobs a clumsy curtsy, her legs barely supporting her. My estate is not too far from here. Let me assure you that all of you are always welcome there, assuming you are properly attired. I hate to break it to you, but you're actually dead. How dare you? What utter foolishness. Do I look like a corpse to you? No. You forget yourself. You should be insane to say such things to a... The dead baroness wags her finger at you in a chastening manner, but cuts herself short, staring at her own hand in horror. What? How? This simply cannot be. I shan't permit it. I'm afraid it's true. I am truly sorry. This graveyard was desecrated by a necromancer. It seems that he disturbed your rest as well. The dead woman covers her face with what remains of her decaying hands. So, I died, but even in death, the accursed servants of the abyss torment me. Can nothing be done? Perhaps you could lay me to rest. I quite enjoyed my life in this world, but now there's no place for me here, not in this miserable form. How did you awaken? Do you remember anything? Allow me to think a moment. Seems like it, yes. Indeed, I woke because I heard a voice. They were reciting poetry, or prayer, perhaps. I suppose there were spells then? It must have been your thrice-damned necromancer. Would you like to pass along any words of comfort to your friends or family while you're here? That good-for-nothing band of hanger-ons? Most certainly not. Thank you very much. I am reasonably confident that they have already brought my estate to ruin and squandered the fortune I bequeathed to them. They will have to do without my missives. Spare us both that indignity and embarrassment. You see, I would still be in the company of those I truly care for, were it not for your discourteous sorcerer and his parlor tricks. Lay the undead to rest. Rest in peace. Thank you. Do feel free to take my burial jewelry. Those pieces are dreadfully out of fashion where I'm going anyway. Cool. And you don't have to worry. As far as I know, there's no sort of time frame where you have to actually rush to the citizens. The ones that you can save will stick around until you make it over to them. What horror! I can barely catch my breath. Thank you for saving our lives.
Let us be off.
Let us be off. All right, here we go.
I'm all ears. You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Save the last one for me.
Whoa. God doggy, you were not supposed to be using that. Nor were you. Oops. My fault. Man, why is it that every hit is working on me? Come on now, man. We built up all that wisdom for a reason. You're supposed to be ducking and weaving, boy. Ducking and weaving.
Let's move.
I'll cut you wide open.
Go. She just said the same thing as the other guy. What horror. Alright, this fight is always brutal for me. I can never seem to avoid it. I can never make this fight something that isn't just dreadfully awful. Alright. And I have no buffs because I screwed this up, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh, you can put this on anyone, huh? Okay, you can't do anything.
You are my favorite aid.
And you.
Together, we
Actually, that one doesn't really help you all that much, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever.
I'll make my
You.
own legend.
I don't think they do much of that. And actually, you don't have any other spells that are actually going to help you against these undead.
Open your heart to me.
Yeesh. All right. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Oh yeah, probably. You know, she's already doing great damage. He's the one who really needs the boost. Alright. Let's see how it's gonna go this time. Alright.
Well,
She can start here. Actually, we are gonna do turn-based mode for this one. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. Why are y'all just getting into position? Come on now. I need you to be attacking these folk. Oh, because it's just this beginning round? Okay, fine. Yeah, you can come out here. It's fine. Ooh, my horse is not doing well. Boom, 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 boom. Well. I'll take it. And you.
mind over muscle.
There we go. Okay. Can't use charge on any of them. No surprise there.
Fiend.
Go as far as you can. Snape, you don't have any of your good stuff, so
Forwards.
just do what you can. All right, now, Camellia. Sure. Except, can't go anywhere. Fine. There we go. There we go. Excellent. Yes. Excellent job. Yeah, actually, we're going to focus on him because he's the real problem. And, yeah, you. Oh. I feel like they must have nerfed this encounter because it was brutal in the beta. Brutal. This feels so much easier.
You're irrelevant.
Boom, 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 boom.
Fall.
We won't falter. Ooh, she can. Or she cannot. It's fine. All right, fine. And there we go. So much better, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. That worked out quite nicely. And our poor horse. It's quite annoying, but they don't let you do it via the menu when it's a pet. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, stop changing menus. There we go. All right, and while the bus is still on, let's go ahead and deal with the necromancer. Don't you dare! Get away from them! I hate the way they have you split off from Sosiel. Who are you? What do you want? All you have to do is die in the name of Baphomet. Have faith. You can do it.
They will break against our resolve.
Does this need to be... we can. Whatever. All right, land. Yay.
Endure this.
Come on now. It's unfortunate.
Strike with all your might.
That's the best we can do for now. Oh yeah, they're really trying to do a number on Sosiel. I do not appreciate this in the least. Excellent. And you run up as well. Come on now. How are you honestly going to say that? Yeah, fine. If that's the only one you can do. Hey, you got an attack of opportunity and you wasted it? All right, this is just too good an opportunity to pass up. There we go. Camellia. Sure. Good Lord, that's an annoying issue. All right. Let's do this. Excellent. She's nice and close. You
should have listened to reason.
You should have listened to reason. All right, and land. You are not getting full attacks on them anymore, huh? Let's move you up some. And just do what you can. There we go. Why not? Yeah. Reduced. All right, and whatever we can do. There we go. And the necromancer. All right, now the wolf. You can't do. All right, fine. That's the best I can do. Excellent. And the horse. There we go. Excellent. And Sosiel. You know what? Why not? All right.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
Now,
The spirits
she will
demand
go ahead
your
and take the
blood.
long way. And you. Excellent. Excellent.
I'll remove this obstacle.
And can you get a full attack? You can. And that ends that. Very, very nice. Very nice. I surrender. Stop. I give up. Don't hit me. The young man in black robes throws up his hands in a dramatic gesture. You damned rat. How dare you? Suddenly, Sosiel becomes a totally different person. The artist's delicate hands clench into fists, while his voice comes out as a menacing roar. He leaps at the necromancer and breaks his nose with a single blow. You scumbag! I remember you. You came to our temple begging for healing just a month ago. We fed you. We shared our table with you and took you in. Then I don't even know what I'm going to do to you. Stop it. I surrender. Sosiel ignores his necromancer's cries of pain, punching him right in the teeth. The necromancer spits blood but continues, fighting past the wild blows to his increasingly bruised and busted face. You are a priest of Shelyn. I've surrendered, so you have to spare my life. Your goddess demands it. Do you two know each other? We do. Was that? Punched him again. Good Lord, was that really necessary? That's Nardi, a tailor's apprentice from Kennebrus. We healed him after he was mauled by a dog. Then he became a frequent visitor to our temple. He listened attentively to our sermons, studied the goddess's teachings, and praised our art. Sosiel grits his teeth. Were you lying to our faces the whole time? When we took you in? When we sat at our table? When we broke bread with you? Were you planning to stab us in the back even then? The whole time. Now you understand part of it. Let's dig into the rest. The cultist curves his bloody lips into an evil sneer. I was hoping to lure you to our side. It wouldn't have been hard. We are everywhere, even inside you. I think you know it too. You are not like all those pious devotees. You pretended to be, and maybe you fooled yourself, but we both see who you really are. You have that same demonic rage inside you. It's a pity I never had time to kindle it into a devouring flame, but sometimes you have to resort to a backup plan. Having you die at the hands of your dead friends was such a good idea. It's a pity it didn't work. Shut up! Sosiel swings his fist but stops it in midair. His clenched fist trembles as he stares at the cultist with an expression of pure hatred. You want to kill me right now, don't you? But you can't. You're a good boy, Sosiel, so loyal to your goddess. You'll have to let me go or commit a sin, so I win either way. Witness the genius of our Lord Baphomet. Is he telling the truth? Your religion doesn't allow you to kill him? Yes. The Eternal Rose is known for her grace. She teaches us to show mercy to anyone who asks for it. It's one thing to slay an enemy in battle, but a captive, you must try to save their soul, to show them the beauty of the world, persuade them to abandon the path of evil. It's difficult, but the world is better for it. I'm just repeating your own sermons back to you. Come on, Sosiel, try to make me repent my sins. Perhaps your kind words will make me abandon Baphomet's teachings, run to Shelyn for redemption, and start knitting some masterpieces of my own. The cultist smirks impudently. Do you really believe that even this scum deserves a chance at redemption? I don't know. May Shelyn forgive me, but I have never had to struggle with this burden before. He looks at the cultist with visible disgust. I had no time to try healing the souls of villains. I was always preoccupied with healing the bodies of those hurt by them. The cleric looks up at the sky. Forgive me, Eternal Rose. You teach us to be merciful to our enemies and love them, but I am too weak, I'm afraid. Grant me absolution from this sin, for this kind of love is beyond me. Evil. Don't listen to him. Hit him some more. Sosiel looks at his bloodied hands in horror and pushes the battered cultist away. No, I am human, not a demon. I must not succumb to this blind rage. I had absolutely no idea there was so much rage in me. Yeah, it's a shame, a disgrace, but I must admit that I enjoyed beating him. Forgive me for letting you see me like this. It should never have happened. Sosiel wipes the necromancer's blood off his knuckles and steps away from him. You are the commander and he is your captive. It's up to you to decide his fate. I surrender. Here, take everything I've got. Just don't kill me. The cultist turns out his pockets. What do you think I should do to him? Sosiel stares at the cultist, then through clenched teeth utters, I have no right to decide whether he should live or die. You are in charge here. Finish him, Sosiel. Kill him. I can see how much you want to. The cleric shakes his head stubbornly. No, I am weak and sinful, but not to this extent. How would I dare touch the holy symbol of Shelyn again after killing him like this? Admit it, you want him to die, but you don't want to get your hands dirty. That's why you're asking me to take on this responsibility. No, I didn't mean that. It's just... At a loss for words, Sosiel bows his head. You're right. I want to kill him with your hand. I know that I should ask you to have mercy on him, but I can't. I hope my goddess will forgive me for this transgression. I'll accept any decision you make regarding his fate. So Professor Snape has already, like I said before, experienced loss, and there was a time when he was softer and less cold. And deep down, he believes that if he had always been colder, always been the type to just kill those who he feels like needs to be killed, maybe he would have saved some of those people he truly loves. So when he sees Sosiel like this, from his standpoint, you need to be harder for what's to come. Then I condemn him to death. His sentence will be carried out immediately. No, please, listen, You silence the necromancer forever with a single well-aimed blow. Sosiel bows his head. May the goddess forgive him, for I will not. He looks at you. Thank you for taking this sin upon yourself. Sosiel examines the devastated graveyard, then diverts his attention to the terrified townspeople. It's all right. You're safe now. We should bury the bodies again. This is a place of peace, and we must not leave it desecrated like this. The townsfolk are clearly terrified of even looking at the fallen undead, but Sosiel's soft words reassure them. As they work together, the graveyard soon regains its tranquil appearance. After a prayer, Sosiel bows his head before the graves of his friends for the last time. May the eternal rose grant them peace at last. Let's be on our way. We have many more innocents to protect from the horrors of this war. And that is that. All right. Before I forget, how do you get over here? Is it through here? I can't remember. And nope. Do I have to go all the way around? I think I have to go all the way around, unfortunately. Back through here. I don't even remember what's in this chest. It may not even be worth the extra trip, but we're going to do it anyway. So there's this. And that brings you up here. And then there's this chest down here. And cool. Camellia can open it.
I hope you appreciate this.
Excellent. And then up there. Boom. I don't understand why necromancer remains aren't sitting there or something, but whatever. Okay, that's Sosiel's quest. Now, next up, let's go do Seelah's quest. Whoops. No! That's not what I meant. I want to go inside here. Oh, well. But you know what, since we're here, why not? A message for the commander. A knight in simple armor lowers his voice. I'm the Queen's bodyguard. She sent me to tell you she's arrived at camp incognito as planned. You can find her where the minor knightly orders are camped. Come if you wish to speak with her. Tell Her Majesty I will come at once. Certainly.
Let us be off.
All right. Let's look at the items we have. I think most of it is junk. Yep, nothing we need to worry about, so we'll go ahead and sell all this stuff. Boom. And then bulk selling. Actually, yeah, let's make sure we don't need masterwork stuff anymore. We got better stuff to use. Deal with that. Excellent.
Let's move.
And let's go to Sosiel. Since we're here, guess we might as well. Good afternoon, Commander. How can I help you? Tell me about yourself. To be honest, I don't have much to tell. I had done little with life until I met you. But if you want to know anything, just ask. Where are you from? From Onderon. I grew up on the outskirts of Carpenden, a large, rich city surrounded by gardens and vineyards. Just imagine, miles and miles of greenery and fragrant orchards. Sosiel inhales with pleasure as if he could sense the aromas of his faraway homeland. My family had a small winery. I worked there from a young age. I pressed juice, did a little carpentry, painted, and one day I discovered I could do more with paint than simply cover walls with it. There was a temple of Shelyn nearby, My brother and I would often spend our days there, listening to music and enjoying the stained glass windows. As a boy, my brother decided to devote himself to serving the Eternal Rose. Our parents hoped that at least I would remain to run the family business, but he makes an apologetic gesture and flashes a disarming smile. It can't be helped. The god has called me too. It's all right. I have plenty of cousins, second cousins, and other relatives. When this war is over, I'll go back there and see how they're doing. So you're an artist? The cleric smiles shyly. That's too grand a word for it, but yes, I love to paint, and I know how to. Of course, a crusade isn't the best place for art. What I've managed to draw here is at best sketches. I hope, when this war is over, I'll be able to turn them into real paintings. Fascinating. May I see your sketches? There's nothing special in them, but if you're really interested. Sosiel hands you a folder filled with pencil sketches. You recognize familiar fighters in some of the portraits. The cleric drew them without flattery, just as they are. But beneath the features that seem boring and even ugly in life, Sosiel's hand has found inner beauty, power, and dignity. The tired faces of soldiers covered with wrinkles and scars resemble an army of angels. There are landscapes in the folder as well. At first you don't understand why these blooming hills, shady groves, and shimmering springs seem so familiar. But you have passed by these places as you traveled around the Worldwound, though you saw them darkened and maimed by demonic influence. Sosiel's pencil has restored them to their former beauty, which the demons stole from them and which the Crusaders are fighting to return. Instead of working as a craftsman, you decide to serve a deity, an interesting turn of fate. Sosiel nods with a smile. Some clerics are proud of their tender hands, which have never touched anything heavier than a brush. But there's nothing ugly about hard-earned calluses. Indeed, I should say that saving the world is easier with strong hands. The smile disappears from Sosiel's face, and he looks down, adding, I'm sorry these hands couldn't save the people who died in Kennebress. How did you end up in Kennebress? A grim shadow falls over the cleric's face. I was hoping to find Trevor in the city, my brother. After my brother took his vows and was ordained a paladin of Shelyn, he departed for the crusade. He wrote home often about everything he saw, his battles, the people he helped. From his letters, I learned that he hoped he had joined the Eagle Watch in Kennebress, but soon his letters became infrequent, and then they stopped altogether. We feared news of his death, but silence was our only answer. Not a word from him, or from his command, or his brothers in arms. Nothing. In the end, I couldn't wait any longer, and I came here myself to find Trevor, if he's still alive, or his grave, if he should have perished. But my brother seems to have vanished. I tried asking the other paladins, but they refused to talk to me, and it's very much like they're trying to avoid the need to lie. I sent official requests to their orders command. Still, I wait in vain for an answer. I joined the local church of Shelyn, hoping to find out the truth one day, but the city was attacked by demons. When your brother was preparing to become a paladin of Shelyn, did he learn some kind of art too? Actually, lawful. You show commendable persistence. In the face of such trouble, most will give up the search and leave. Yes, persistence. The cleric's eyes stare into the distance. You know, I got that from my brother. Trevor never gave up. If he had to wait, he waited. If he had to use force, he did. When he fell, he always got up, and got me up too, though I was so much weaker than him. I could never betray everything he taught me. How did you end up at the court of Queen Galfrey? The cleric looks down. When the city was attacked by demons, there's a hospital in our church. Every one of us was prepared to fight to the last to cover the evacuation, but our Mother Superior wouldn't let me join the fight. She sent me for help, and everyone who stayed was killed. Why did she choose me? Maybe it was because I was new, the youngest and least experienced of the clerics, and I wouldn't be much help in battle. Or maybe she was giving me a chance to survive while the rest of them bravely died. Shelyn be my witness. I did not ask for this. I would be honored to lay my own head next to theirs. I ran to the closest Mendevian garrison. I don't know by what miracle I got there. There were demons all around and everything was on fire. I remember my horse was killed right under me while I fought off some shrieking monsters. But when I came to, I awoke among friends. My first thought was that it must be a dream. In my delirium, Queen Galfrey herself was dressing my wounds. But it was true. It was the queen herself, tending to a lordly warrior. That's how I ended up in her army. I marched with them back to Kennebress, to the ruins. How do you manage to always look like you're on your way to a tea party, not a battle? Sosiel looks down, for a few moments searching in silence for the right words. At last he softly replies, when I first got here, to the Worldwound. You know, the word terror doesn't convey half of what I felt. The land itself here is maimed and mutilated, desecrated. But more frightening still is what the war does to people, to their bodies and souls. For every knight in shining armor, there are 100 warriors whose souls are maimed with fear, suffering, and cruelty. Many have forgotten why they're here and now know only war. When there's a break in the fighting, they drink themselves into oblivion and wallow in the mud. They're rotting alive and don't even seek help. They gave up on themselves a long time ago. Sosiel looks you in the face and you see pain in his eyes. Don't misunderstand me, I don't condemn them. Quite the opposite, I want to help. And to do so, I must look after myself first. Not only to treat and support them, but to remind them that there's something else besides war. There's a normal world out there, a place where blood doesn't stain the ground and people don't sleep in trenches, and a place where, as you said, they even occasionally have tea parties. The cleric smiles, but his eyes seem sad. No, Professor Snape is not tolerant of this at all. You don't give it to pain. You figure out ways to deal with it properly. Lawful. I, for one, condemn those animals you describe. If soldiers let themselves slide like that, they should be ashamed of their lack of discipline and dignity. You are too strict with your subordinates. Perhaps you have the right to be if you place the same strict demands on yourself. But know this. Humanity can't be beaten into people with a stick. No number of military drills can restore someone's strength and hope. I try to remind people who they are, why they're here, and what they're fighting for. I remind them that their suffering is not in vain. What is the servant of the goddess of beauty doing in a war zone? I am doing what the goddess destined me for, to keep our fighters safe. I am confident in our victory. The gods of good are on our side, so we cannot fail. But victory is not enough. I do whatever I can to help those who are holding off the forces of the abyss, so they may live long enough to see victory without losing themselves along the way. Every one of our soldiers deserves a home where people love them and are waiting for their return. When our soldiers are finally able to go home on that day, I may earn the right to lay down my weapons forever. Your art is so touching. Perhaps I could pose for a portrait sometime. Just you and me. Sosiel becomes flustered and struggles to find the right words. Finally, he brings his emotions under control and offers you a smile. Of course, if only you'd allow, it would mean a lot to me. That would be absolutely wonderful. Thank you for telling me about yourself. Sosiel nods to you with a smile. Tell me about your brother. Trevor. He's always been my hero ever since we were children. I was a coward, always telling petty lies, always running away from danger. Trevor always ran toward it. He had this saying, an army stands until peace comes. A lie stands until the truth comes out. He never lied, never let injustice pass. Never. The cleric's voice trembles and breaks and he shakes his head. He was 8 when he said he was going to be a paladin, and he always went toward that goal, day after day, never looking back. I remember the day he went off to fight. I thought, this is it. The war will finally end. Trevor will defeat all the demons and close the Worldwound. But Sosiel gestures helplessly. Thank you for talking to me. My pleasure. Awesome. And now let's go see what the queen is talking about. I already sold mine. Yep, I already sold all that stuff. Okay, so I need to refer back to this. Queen Galfrey nods to you cordially. Her armor is plain and unadorned. As promised, I entered the ranks incognito, along with a few bodyguards. I have introduced myself as Katrain, an old friend of yours. I am a knight of a minor order, the Green Crows. We shall see how long it takes Aneva to sniff me out. The queen chuckles. Why did you decide to join the crusade after all? Because I have a curious mind, and I am quite unable to sit and do nothing for long. The queen smiles, but then grows serious. You ask a difficult question. I must remain as safe as possible. My death or abduction would sow chaos among our forces. However, I am not only a queen, I am also a paladin of Vissaliy. It is not in my nature to sit in a palace with my sword sheathed. In a manner of speaking, your request is simply a convenient excuse for me to be where I belong, crusading against the demon hordes. Besides, I am curious to see my new knight commander in action. I have a question for you as well. Why did you wish me to join you on the crusade? Your presence will boost the soldiers' morale. A reasonable expectation, and I like that you think of your warriors first. May I ask you a personal question? I learned so much about Queen Galfrey from chronicles and legends, but what about the other Queen Galfrey, the one that the historians and bards cannot see? The queen smiles faintly. That Galfrey is an old woman, weighed down by a great burden, but she has not lost her passion, and she will make the feathers fly when the time comes. Mendev is lucky to have such a queen, and I am twice as lucky, for she has agreed to fight by my side. I look forward to working closer with you, and who knows, maybe feathers won't be the only things flying. What does that even mean? What? I don't know what that means. Is that supposed to be an innuendo of some sort? Whatever. It's good that you're still so full of life despite your advanced age. Ooh, we're not going to say that. We'll just say, I thank you for your answer. The queen nods curtly. How does it feel living for so long beyond our natural limits? You're over 100 years old, my queen, aren't you? Still, you sound like a prosecutor at a trial. Why allow yourself what others cannot have against all natural law? That is what I hear in your question. The queen frowns. But rulers benefit from criticism, do they not? I shall answer thus. The decision to prolong my life was not mine. It was the decision of the Church of Vissaliy. The Sun Orchard elixirs have been paid for by the church. The priest determined that I was needed in these dark times, both as a ruler and a chosen paladin of Vissaliy. I accepted their decision and the great responsibility it entails. Why did you entrust me with Darren? The queen smiles. I saw such a wonderful opportunity to teach the count a lesson and just couldn't resist. Honestly, I expected you to dismiss him forthwith. The count would have been forced to return to court a laughingstock. It would have been a truly sobering experience. There is nothing more disgraceful for Mendevian noblemen than to be discharged like that. Darren Arende, the queen shakes her head. He was such a lovely child. His mother, Lady Selena, was one of the most gracious people I have ever met. She was amiable, yet decorous, and truly kind. Bonds of kinship among the nobility are on the whole highly practical and only useful for forming alliances, but Countess Arende managed to become a true member of my family. I suppose that is why I spent so much time believing her son to be a better person than he actually was. His company is a heavy burden. Still, I must admit that I am quite pleased that you decided to keep him on as your companion. There's a small chance that once he has had a true taste of the Crusade life, the Count will finally cease to mock the Crusaders as cynically as he is wont to do. You've given an army and the title of Knight Commander to a stranger. Why? Because for 100 years I have protected my lands, trying to drive the demon horde back into the abyss. I have tried every right and rational method. The queen affords herself a brief, grim smirk. My armies have been led by the greatest generals, even Iamadae's angels. My goddess's herald created the ward stones for us. We have tasted victory more than once, but we have failed to close the Worldwound. As for you, do not call yourself a stranger. You are the savior of Kenebres. Hundreds of its people saw the power that descended upon you and turned the demons to dust. It's a sign they've waited for decades, a sign for all loyal hearts and followers of Vissaliy. The time has come. Hope has been rekindled in the hearts of my subjects, thanks to you. Hope is a priceless resource. I had no choice but to give it wings. You called it the sign they've been waiting for, but I take it you are reserving judgment? Your question seems to cast the queen off balance. A strange spark flashes in her eyes. When Aradin perished and Iamade took over his legacy, I was among the first to serve the new goddess. I helped restore her church from the ashes left by the chaos after Aradin's death. Since then, I have served the inheritor loyally and truthfully. I like to believe that I have earned the blessing of my goddess. The queen's voice is surprisingly ardent. After I learned of what happened in Kenebres, when I met you at the Defender's Heart, I had so many questions. Is it true that what happened was Iamade's work? Why did she give this power to someone unknown rather than one of her most loyal followers? Could it be that my faith has grown weak and I don't recognize the deeds of my goddess even when they are happening right in front of me? Is the goddess somehow testing me? Those doubts were like poison. But I refused to let them poison me, the queen finishes strongly. I gave you an army, declared you knight commander, and accepted you as I would anyone chosen by the goddess. I must go. Don't forget, here I am, Katran, the knight. Really enjoy that conversation. I feel like it helps to establish Queen Galfrey as a distinct personality. You can tell that on some level she's struggling with how to treat you, but at the same time she is trying to be obedient to her goddess, which I feel like is a really interesting balance that they tried to showcase for her. I'm going to go ahead and rest since we're already here.
Isn't it strange that we who move in the upper echelons of society have been obliged to mix with such diverse rabble?
Just look upon it as a trip to a menagerie, my kind lady. I personally plan to regale my acquaintances with tales of this folly for years to come.
That's a very daring answer right there. All right, let's head back out. And nobody we need to replace yet. And there we go. More movement. Set. And the site of an old battle between the Crusaders and demons is still strewn with thousands of corpses. The stench of death hangs thick in the air, while the survivors lurch around the battlefield, looting whatever they can. The dead, after all, won't need their trinkets and keepsakes anytime soon. Awesome. And accept. Morale. Crusaders stumbled upon a group of ragged and exhausted scouts. They had set out on a patrol mission deep into the war wound, but then when Kennebress was attacked, they found themselves cut off and surrounded by demons. Surviving in such hostile conditions was not easy, but the scouts' spirits remained high and they readily joined the commander's forces. Having defeated the enemy, the Crusaders scatter across the battlefield in search of trophies. The officers keep an eye on the process so that all the valuable trophies go to the treasury and do not end up in the pockets of lucky soldiers. Finance points times 750. And looks like there was an army there. So we have a group of rangers that were present. We could replace the clerics with them, but no, I'm good. I'm going to stick with what I got. Well, actually, I kind of do like the rangers more now that I think about it. So yeah, I am just not a fan of the clerics. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. All right, Moon Dance Meadow. There we go. Accept that. A squad of Crusaders was caught in a sudden storm from the west. It lasted only a few minutes, but the unnatural lightning made up of electricity, flames, acid, and ice left several soldiers dead. The ease with which the forces of nature brutally claimed the lives of their comrades has demoralized the Crusaders. The outpost at Vissaliy Ford, which straddles the West Selland crossing and is of strategic importance, has been taken. The cultists are destroyed, and the commander's army is able to operate on both sides of the river. And we'll go ahead and increase. None of these are all that great, to be honest with you, but I usually just go ahead and go with Bless, since it affects the whole army. And I think there's some extra ones down there that we can't do, but we'll start with this. Set that. And Master of Maneuver increases the maximum size of the army by 1 unit per level of this feat. I take that every single chance I can. So we'll definitely take that here. And this is a level 3. It's marked in green, but they might make me fight this. So I might have to go back. 233. Yeah, see, nope. We lose a bunch of footmen doing that. So I don't want it. So we'll go ahead and reload that fast save. We'll come back over there once I've gotten higher up, been able to hire more reinforcements. So we'll go back here, and then we'll go back here. There we go. We'll accept that. A corpse in a tattered scout's cape bearing the emblem of the Crusade was leading the undead squad. He battled on until he ran out of bolts and desperately tried to conceal his crossbow with his own body, even when the soldiers were hacking off his limbs. Yikes. All right, and that's all the movement points we have. Now we'll go here. Someone's on the road. Oh, magical anomalies are common in the world of Golarion. So common that the use of the word anomaly itself is questionable. A regular city dweller will encounter a chaotic manifestation of supernatural power at least once in their lifetime. One might naturally assume that the strange sky, the ghostly fire from rifts in the ground, the rain of eyeballs, all that the Worldwound is known for, should find some purchase in the mortal mind. But even the most worldly of travelers feel uneasy at its borders. Why? Perhaps instinctively they understand that the place is not merely a magical wasteland, but a wound, an ulcer, through which the world itself bleeds into the abyss. The commander and his army walk up the high bank of the Vissaliy River, where it draws near the border of the Worldwound. The soldiers' feet halt unbidden. On the other bank rises a series of cliffs, too regular in shape to have been formed by wind or water. The sky hangs over their sharp edges in sickening bends, the shade of mercury on the horizon, rising to dirty rust. As it arches above the soldiers' heads, it regains its familiar azure hue. The soldiers whisper and grumble. The commander feels eyes upon his back. Somewhere among them, wearing simple armor and unrecognized by anyone, the ruler of Mgmt is standing and watching the new commander closely. The commander gives a signal to wait and climbs to the highest point along the bank. There he decides to look around. There is strange movement in the sky. Black clouds twist into funnels and turn a sickly yellow. The brooding storm is on the side of the river ahead of the army. Avoiding the strange phenomenon will hardly be possible. The commander decides to address the soldiers and boost their morale. Establishing rapport with his troops is yet another battle that the leader must face. Through the subtle alchemy of words, one can win trust and raise morale, or lose face and authority. Addressing the army on the border of the Worldwound, the commander seeks to establish himself as a military leader on this new battleground, and his efforts prove fruitful. The soldiers listen dutifully, smiles appearing on their faces. Someone in the ranks jokes that the demons are growing tired of waiting for them. The army keeps moving. Lines of soldiers step warily beneath the shroud of low black clouds. It's like the Worldwound has reached out a finger into the lands of Mgmt. The gesture seems eerily harmless, but then the clouds come to light, shooting out howling tornadoes, one after another. The tornadoes come from all sides, from ahead, behind, and right above the soldiers' heads. The power of the elements on one side of the scales, the soldiers' faith and inspiration on the other. It's plain to see which is greater. The determined army runs the gauntlet of tornadoes. The struggle lasts over half an hour, but the army's only losses are a few bags of supplies and a dozen hats whipped off into the sky. After stopping to catch their breath, the soldiers continue on. Their first encounter with the Worldwound has ended in their favor. So make sure, yep. Awesome. Okay. All right. I think this is a good place to go ahead and stop. Hope all of you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please go ahead and leave me a like down below, share this content, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.